I'm sure you've seen in the news that teachers in Scotland are now expected to affirm the trans identities of 4-year-old students. So I thought I would give a quick top 10 list of facts about LGBTQ that students aren't taught in schools. First is the idea that a person being born as a man in a woman's body or vice versa is not supported by scientific evidence. Second, those who have medically transitioned and surgically transitioned are more likely to attempt suicide than those who haven't. Third, there are more ex-gays than gays. Most gays grow out of it. Almost all adolescents who experience same-sex attraction are straight 1 year later. Most changes in sexual orientation are towards exclusive heterosexuality. 4. Until 2009, the FDA posted the Surgeon General's advice that sodomy was simply too risky to practice. On WebMD, it's still listed as the riskiest sexual activity. Now, has the anus evolved since 2009? Yet over 90% of homosexuals practice it, and the risk of AIDS transmission is 18 times greater than it is with heterosexual sex. Some of the reasons for this are set out on this table. The vagina has natural lubricants. It's supported by a network of muscles. It's composed of a mucous membrane that allows it to endure friction. It is also able to resist the immunological actions caused by semen and sperm. It's not full of dangerous bacteria. It's not made up of a delicate mechanism of small muscles that comprise an exit-only passage. It doesn't lose its tone and its ability to maintain a tight seal with repeated trauma, friction and stretching, leading to chronic leakage of fecal material. And it doesn't tear easily due to comprising a single layer tissue, allowing bacteria and viruses to enter the bloodstream. 8-0 to vaginas over anuses. And if your anus identifies as a vagina, that doesn't make it one. Because of what is set out on that previous table, one of the realities of gay life is sanitary pads. And this is something that students are not told when considering homosexuality as a lifestyle choice. According to Dr. Goldstone, in his book, The Ins and Outs of Gay Sex, a diaper is rarely necessary, but you may get relief by placing a menstrual-type pad in the back of your underwear. The pad absorbs moisture and waste and helps keep you dry. When a patient looks at me in disbelief over the prospect of buying feminine hygiene pads, I tell him to butch it up and pretend that he is the concerned spouse shopping for his wife. One imagines that it is difficult to be proud of wearing the feminine hygiene pad. 6. Contrary to popular belief, all three of the greatest Greek philosophers, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, regarded homosexual conduct as intrinsically shameful, immoral, depraved, and depraving. This is set out by Sir Kenneth Dover in his book Greek Homosexuality. 7. The 1993 guide, The New Joy of Gay Sex, had an accepting attitude towards not just intergenerational love affairs, giving the example of an 11-year-old boy and a 21-year-old man, but also sex with animals. And these still form components of the kink culture of gay life. 8. According to Michael Newton in the Encyclopedia of Serial Killers, homosexuals are far more likely to be murdered by other homosexuals than they are to be the victim of a random hate crime. Partner violence rates are significantly higher, And the highest rates of all are in lesbian couples, which have partner violence rates 2 to 3 times higher than heterosexual couples. Gay and lesbian people have worse mental health than heterosexuals, and this remains the same whether they reside in more accepting or less accepting communities. 10. There are still 11 countries where homosexuality is punishable by death. Now, you might think that is homophobic, but the people in those countries think that is Islamophobic. So who wins?